Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I am starting a new series featuring one of my favorite systems, the Tiny D6 system. This is Tiny Frontiers Revised, designed by Alan Barr, and I am going to be playing it solo coming up, and this is like the session 0. I've decided that it's time for me to feature this system because I like it so much. When I did my solo one-shot fantasy RPG series, it turned out to be one of my more popular videos, so apparently there's a lot of interest out there, and I've loved Tiny D6 for a very long time. As you know, I have a whole series where I played Tiny Cthulhu Pulp rules on my channel. You can check that out if you're interested in seeing how the system works, and it's basically a core system for many different genres, just with a small little tweak here or there to help with the particulars of the genre that you're playing in. So I decided it's time to do some science fiction, and then I plan on going into a couple more genres after that, because I have several, I think I have all of the Tiny D6 games. And so I probably won't do Tiny Dungeon 2E because I already did it here on the channel, but I may play one or two more going forward, just so you can see what it is. Plus, it's fun to play, and I felt it was long overdue for me to play it. Plus, I'm kind of in a science fiction mood, so I'm going to play Tiny Frontiers Revised, and that's where I'm at. So I already have a scenario in mind. As you know, if you go back and watch my video about how I solo roleplay, I tend to make out like a rough outline of an adventure based on just, you know, it's like for my pulp games, I usually roll random to give me some ideas. But for fantasy and for science fiction, I like to come up kind of with my own scenario and just a loose outline, and then randomness during the game. And that's provides me with lots of fun and also kind of tells a story that, you know, and I'm very much into storytelling in role-playing games. I think narrative is one of the strengths of role-playing games. So I kind of have a narrative that they follow through with, and we see where the adventure goes. Going forward at episode 1, I will be using miniatures as I do on my videos when I solo play, because I think it helps give you guys something to look at, kind of follow along, get to know the characters and so forth. So I don't quite know what characters I'm going to create yet. I don't have those necessarily in mind, so I don't have the miniatures there, but you'll see the miniatures when I get into episode 1, once I figure out exactly what these characters are going to be. So without further ado, let's get into character creation. So because Tiny Frontiers is so rules light, minimalist even, I'm going to make 4 characters because that's no problem to run in a system of this thing. If you don't know too much about Tiny D6, I don't want to go too much into it, but I will say most rolls are made with 2D6. If you have disadvantage, it makes with 1D6. If you have advantage, you roll with 3D6, and you're trying to get 5s or 6s. Any 5 or 6 is a success, and that usually means that you do what you did and what your character attempted, and that's it. That's that simple, really. It comes down to it. You'll see as we go through character creation how that gets to be tweaked, how you get advantage and disadvantage, and you'll see that, of course, during gameplay. So, first character. So, when I run Tiny Frontiers, I've run a couple campaigns with my face-to-face group a couple years back, and I came up with a group called Galaxy Force. They work for Galaxy Force, which is kind of like a governmental police force that helps patrol the galaxy and help out different places that might not necessarily have a very strong law enforcement. They also sometimes act as arms of the government, as spies and espionage. They're used for many different things. So these characters are going to be from Galaxy Force. And so I like to have, in a Galaxy Force, we're going to have a leader. And now, so if we look at our heritages in this game, we have human, gens, which are basically genetically modified humans, Autoborgs, Kalumra, Salamar. You might recognize Salamar from my Tiny Dungeon 2E. They kind of made it into space, so that's good. Invex, Tyrannax, and then they have expanded heritage list, which I'm not going to be touching. I'm just going to go with the core. Ilvian, Jakari, Splinters, Nain, Alagahiri, and Holograms. One of my players loves playing Alagahiri. I allow them in my face-to-face, but I want to keep this semi-minimalist. Grunka, which are pretty cool. I might allow Grunka just because I just think they're so cool. Bilks. And that's it. Okay. So I think, I know this is going to seem ethnocentric, but I think I'm going to have the leader be a human. So human. And he is from Terra. And he is 35. And I'm going to make him male. I'm more worried about appearance. I'll let you guys decide on appearance. I'm not going to name him yet. His family trade. His family has been police his whole life. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, all of them have been police. So belief, law needs to be upheld. So he's a very lawful person. So that's the belief. Belief can be pretty much anything you want your character to be. It's kind of more of a role-playing thing. All right, so let's look at humans here. So he has 6 hit points. So let's put that down for now. 6 hit points. I'm going to be doing these on note cards as always to save space on my table when I play. But you know, we'll put them out here on this sheet here. He is heritage. Oh, human. Why is heritage on here twice? I don't know. So heritage trait, base hit point 6. There's the hit points. And he selects an additional trait from the trait list. All right, so we'll go look at his, we'll go look at the traits. So this game is a classless system. So I can make him whatever I want. Normally, when you go to make traits, pick traits, I believe you pick 3 traits. And then with humans, they can have 4. So here's our traits. Let me double check. Yeah, I think it's 3 traits. Why? Let me find it. Let me find it. Explorer creation. First, select the heritage from heritage list. Did that. Select 3 unique traits from trait list. Okay, so this human gets 4 of them. So that's what it is. So let me put a little marker here. Be able to find that quicker. All right, so we're gonna choose traits. Now he's a leader. So if there's a leadership trait, we need to go find that and grab it and use it. All right, so here we are. Well, there's no leadership, at least not by name. And each of the Tiny Districts games tend to have pretty much the same traits, but then they also throw things in like Ghost in the Machine, for example, that Hacker. Like you wouldn't find Hacker in Tiny Dungeon 2E, but like Lucky you would, for example. So that's pretty fun. So I'm not always as completely familiar with all of the traits. All right, so we're going to make him... I kind of have like, I guess in my head, okay, so we're going to get detective trait. All right, so we're going to go detective. Because he's an investigator. We're going to give him, let us see. He's educated. I'll make him educated. Yeah, let's do it. He knows stuff. Should I give him an eidetic memory? I don't know. Insightful. Ooh. I mean, he knows some fighting. It might be better as a brawler. Let's look at brawler here. If you were fighting unarmed, you test to evade with 2s. Yeah, we'll make him a brawler. So he's good with his fists. Not quite a martial arts, but definitely good with his fists. And we get 1 more. I like him, so I think Resolute fits him. So Resolute is you gain advantage on all save tests. I think that matches the image I have of this character in my mind. All right, so weapon proficiency. So now we select a weapon group to be proficient with. Since he's a police officer, he's going to be good with a gun, a pistol. So he's going to be light range, and his master weapon is going to be pistol. I don't think it gets more specific than that here in the game, unless they did it for Tiny Frontiers here. Weapon stuff's up here. creative weapon uses. Nice. All right, so light ranged weapons. Laser pistol, yeah, you just choose what you want. So we'll say the standard pistol for Galaxy Force characters are blasters. All right, so, and he is mastered in blasters. All right, so we got his health down. Wearing all Galaxy Force characters are given some tech armor. Let's see. Armor in this game. I know what armor does in... If you're in range, you can attack. Yeah. So... I don't know if they really focus on armor too much. I know I think there's a part with that does have some. It's good. It's got some decent generation stuff. New traits for armor. So armor and damage reduction. Here we introduce some rules to streamline armor and damage. These rules necessitate some additional traits. So I think. Oh yeah, you have to take the armor trait. If you take the armor trait, then you get some armor. Yeah, armor master. You have master wearing armor like a second skin. Wearing any form of armor, you gain an extra 3 hit points to the loss before you physical damage. These cannot be healed. Then you have to repair them. But now if we go to armor and damage reduction, if you wear armor without the appropriate trait, you suffer disadvantage on all rolls. Light armor reduces damage taken by 1 to a minimum of 0. But that you would have to have variable weapon damage to do that. So variable weapon damage is an optional rule. I've looked at it before. We didn't play with it in my last campaign. So 1d2 plus 1 damage. And then if you have armor, you can, that would reduce that damage. So that's that. Critical hits. I think I'll look at those a little bit later. But see, I kind of want them all to have armor. But they need light armor training, so I'd have to get rid of one of these other traits and throw in light armor training, unless I just make it a bonus of your Galaxy Force training. I guess I can do that. It's my campaign. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to make a campaign rule that they get light armor training for free. And I'll use variable damage. We'll see how it plays. So when it's successfully attack with a light weapon, you'll D2 plus 1, and then subtract 1 because of light armor. And then and successfully attack with heavy weapons, successfully attack with a heavy weapon, D3 plus 1. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll use that as a setting rule. All right, cool. So going forward, itemized. So he has, we'll call it light Plas ceramic armor. I don't know. Why not? And I can't remember what I named the pistol in the campaign, so I'll just make it up on the fly. We'll call it the P42 blaster. Galaxy Force badge. Risk communicator. All the agents can do it. And then miscellany, just in case I forgot something. All right, that's it. So we'll name him, let's call him, I'm going to call him Connor Bosch, and I'm going to name him after one of my favorite detectives. So Connor Bosch. All right, so we got Connor Bosch. He is the leader of this team. Now I want to play around with more of the Xenos. Heritages. Let's see. Salmar have a reputation for being a Calamara. All right. We'll do I seem to think I have to have a Salamar in every game I play, so we'll make him a Salamar. Home planet. Does it say where their home planet is? Slarthus. That's his home planet. That's good. Okay. Age. We'll consider it 25. Gender, I guess male. Appearance, you know, he looks like a Salamar. Family trade. He comes from a family of mechanics, but he decided to become a police officer or Galaxy Force officer. Belief. There's more. I was trying to quote some Shakespeare there. There's more in space and time. How's that? Than are dreamt of. A little Shakespeare there for you. All right, so heritage trait starts with 5 hit points. And they start with 1 of 2, either pyrothermic healing or cryothermic healing. We're going to make this guy cryothermic since I think the guy I did in Tiny Dungeon 2E was pyrothermic. So cryothermic healing. All right. And that's good. And then down here, he's given light armor proficiency. And then, all right, so we choose 3 traits. I'm going to kind of make him the mechanic of the police because of his background. Explorer's Kit, that's what it's called. I knew they had something like that in this game. We'll call it Explorer's Kit. Even though they're police officers, they have an Explorer's Kit that they need for when they go onto other planets and so forth. All right, so let us look at our traits. So, something that is engineer. There we go. He'll be the engineer on this crew. Managing, repairing equipment. The ship they fly on has its own crew, including a captain and an engineer and so forth, but he's good with stuff, mechanical stuff, so I'm going to put it in there for him. I'm not going to make him a thief or anything. Perceptive? Yeah, let's make him perceptive. He's perceptive. And he gets 1 more. Let's make him... I could make him a detective. I could make all of them detectives, right? I mean, that's what they do. They investigate. Sure, I'll make him a detective because they're all police officers. All right, cool. We're going to give him... They're all light ranged, and the pistol is what they're mastered in. Explorer's Kit. Toolkit. P44 blaster. Just standard. Galaxy Force badge. And oh yeah, he's got the Plas ceramic armor. Set to fit him, of course. So I'm only about 3 feet tall. Yeah, and then his hit points. All right, let's name him. I like the S sound for Salamar, so we're gonna call him Sizzle. I think that's a great name, just came to my head. All right, so I got Sizzle out of the way. All right. So let's do, I think we have to have an auto borg. What do you guys think? Think we need an auto borg? I think we need an auto borg. All right, so they start with 8 hit points. Auto borg. He is an Autoborg. Home planet. Sure. We'll call it Mechanus. I know that is not original, but I'm going with it. All right, age, question mark. Actually, he knows how old he is. We'll say he's 55. Gender, they don't have gender, so question mark. Appearance, yeah, what he looks like in the book. Family trade, he's going to be the muscle, so he's a bodyguard. His parents were bodyguards. Belief, whatever his parents look like, I guess. His belief is flesh is weak and needs protecting. How's that? Okay, then heritage trait, he got, starts with dark vision and robot. So he's got dark vision. You can see in total darkness around you. And robot, does not need to eat, sleep, or breathe. However, any tests to heal you must be made at disadvantage. So some, I might kind of house rule that Sizzle can heal him normal, and then anybody else tries to repair him or whatever is at disadvantage. Yeah, sounds good to me. All right, light ranged. Pistol is what they're mastered in. He's got a explorer's kit. He's got P44 blaster. All right, let's go look at his traits real quick. I have some ideas. I'm going to make him strong because I think a robot should be strong, especially bodyguards. Since his parents were bodyguards and he grew up that way, vigilant. And they all have light armor proficiency. And one more trait. Don't think we really need to make him tough. He's already there. Perceptive. Detective. He's not as much of a detective. He's more the bodyguard type, so... Ooh, I could do fleet of foot. Heavy strikes. Your unarmed attacks are considered heavy weapons. When you strike with a melee attack, you may elect to forego damage. If you do, your opponent must make a save test at disadvantage, but you're knocked down. You know what? Let's try that. Heavy strikes. He's a robot. He's strong. He slams people with his big arms. I like it. I think that works. Ooh, Defender, though. When an adjacent ally is hit before evade tests are made, you may choose to have that attack hit you instead. Ooh. Maybe I'll do that instead of Vigilant. Vigilant just gives him advantage on initiative. This allows him to react to people attacking. I like that better. Let's do that. Defender. That fits beautifully. All right, excellent. All right, and yeah, I don't really see him carrying anything else at this point. He'll have a flashlight. An electric torch for those of you across the pond. So he's at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. His name. Maybe a nod to my best friend. Let's go 3 large. 3 large. Okay, and our final character, let's make her a healer of some kind if we can. What are we going to make her, though? Ooh, make her a gen. A healer warrior, that'd be interesting. Tyrannex. Tyrannex medic. She has unending rage. That's kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe an Invex. She could be their medic. Of course, Tyranax Medic, I think, is funny. Yeah. On any range, when attacking the melee weapon, you deal +1 damage on attack roll. It has a die showing a face of 6. That's nice. Twice as tall as the average human. Well, that might be too big for what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll make her a gen. I'll make her a gen. Should be a gen medic. Name. Okay, so they start with 6 hit points. They have Master of Warfare. So she is a warrior medic. So she fights. You have mastered an additional weapon and have advantage when using it. Select a weapon just like you would a character creation. This is addition to mastered weapon. Great. Okay. So we know they have light ranged pistol, but additional weapon and have advantage when using it. Just choose. I don't think it has to be within its normal. It could be like, I'll make it a melee weapon. I'll give her. Ooh, let's give her some kind of. We'll call it a scalpel sword. How's that sound? Bestiary, how to make critters. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with cybernetics or anything. She's genetically modified. She doesn't need cybernetics. All right, so definitely giving her the healer trait. Do we have that here? Or is it doctor? Wow, I don't see it. I swear there was a healer trait. Maybe that was in Tiny Dungeon. Well, she's definitely educated. Has access to the light armor trait. Medical savant. There we go. I knew it was something. Medical tech. P44 blaster. Laser sword. I guess. Laser sword. Weapons. Heavy ranged. Light melee. Heavy melee. Light melee. Laser sword is a light melee weapon. So she is mastered in laser sword. All right. And so educated light armor, medical savant. She could be detective too. Chemist. I guess chemist. That would make more sense with her training. All right, well, do I want to make her psionic? No, probably not. Do I want to try psionics? Psionic disciplines. So I would choose. Pick one discipline. When you select a trait, you gain that discipline. When you gain a discipline, you gain all powers located under. However, each time you use a power, you must make a successful test or action is wasted. You may select this trait multiple times, each time giving you a new discipline. Biomancy. Maybe biomancy might make sense for her. Yeah, let's try it. So she's psionic. Biomancy. So she gains bioorganic shock, enhance, fast, and heal. Yeah, and then medical savant says, as an action, you can test 2d6 to heal a creature on yourself. Test successful creatures healed for 2 points. It can also be used to cure poison disease and other physical elements. You must need the next creature to heal it. If successful, restore 2 hit points. If you test with disadvantage or successful, you can restore 4 hit points on target. So, yeah, we're gonna make her a biomancy. What the heck? We'll see how that goes in play. So she got a medical tech. Already got that. Laser sword, explorer's kit, Galaxy Force badge. Did I write that on? 3 larges. Galaxy Force badge. All right, so she gets, gens have 6 hit points, I think it said. So let's double check that. Gens have 6. All right. Master Warfare. And I got that in place. Select family trait, select belief. Okay, so her home planet, I guess Terra for now, as far as I know. Gender female. Age 27. Appearance, you know what she looks like. Family trade, they were warriors. Soldiers. Belief. Gens were created to advance humanity. Not destroy it. How's that? Because gens, what's say under their heritage? Builds genetically modified humans. Extensive time and space lanes and other planets has led to a divergent evolution where these former super soldiers created their own culture and civilization. They are by nature secretive people and can be difficult to earn their trust. They consider themselves genetically superior to baseline humans in just about every way. They're taller, they have perfect skin, are always in shape, and are frequently smug about it. But her family, yeah, they can still be smug, but they're not here to destroy humanity. And she's from Terra. All right, so that is my team. Let's name her. Let's call her, oh man, nothing's coming to mind. All right, I guess this is coming to my mind. I don't know. Sheena. Sheena Ultra. I don't know where these names are coming from. Okay, so that is my Galaxy Force team. It's going to be sent on the mission that I am going to present to you in the next episode. So we have Connor Bosch, the leader, human, Sizzle, Salamar, engineer and detective, Autoborg, bodyguard and muscle, Sheena Ultra, heck of a warrior herself, but also the team medic. So that's going to be my team going forward. If you have any comments about the system or anything like that, or any questions, please let me know. So I'm looking forward to running this next series, and so we'll see where this all goes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and please comment below if you'd like. Thank you so much for all your support, and until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.